Maybe some of you are aware of Korean President and South Korean President Moon Jae-in and North Korean President Kim Jong-un met in Pyongyang a week ago. This is such a happy moment for Koreans because we have been a same country, same people for 5,000 years. But after the World War II, they used Korea as a bumper between communist bloc and liberal bloc. But when you think about World War II, Germany and Japan, and they started this war, and they divided Germany. It is the logic they had to divide Japan, but rather than dividing Japan, they divided Korea. We did nothing to World War II. But because we are a small country, just getting out of Japanese colonialism, and we are connected with China, Russia geographically in our northern part. So they means allied powers like England and USA and the so-called people who fought for liberal bloc, France. They get together and they said, maybe this is the best to divide Korea because geographically this country can be a bumper. There is no even one discussion with the Korean people about this division. They just made a decision. And it is really ridiculous back then. The way Palestine is given to the Jewish people for the Jewish state. Not real discussion with the people on the ground. And these two American lieutenants, they opened the map and they saw, 38 parallel. It's about middle of Korea. So they decided, okay, North and South will be divided by 38 parallel. But with the condition, after 3 months of this division, they will have a peace conference and change this armistice into a permanent peace treaty. It is 1953. 3 months becomes 3 years, 30 years, 65 years. So many families divided. They felt, 3 months later we will meet. 3 years later we will meet. But it became 65 years. And people are dying without seeing their family members. And we demonize North Korea as an axis of evil. Of course, there is a human rights violations. But if I am a black person living here, or Muslim people living here, I will have a human rights violation every day. I don't know how black men just live with the sanity every day in this country with this police killing. we have to see everything in a historical context. Why people act the way they are. During the Korean War, for 3 years, North Korea is carpet bombed. There's no one building left. So there is a women's peace investigation committee who went to North Korea after the war, and they said, North Korea looks like a Mars. Every block is carpet bombed, even one building left. It's like a surface of Mars. People who survived this kind of war, they have a PTSD for almost 65 years. It is like yesterday. And they teach their children what happened during the war. So North Korean children really feel they can be attacked anytime by USA. President Trump said he will make America great again. We have to really have a serious exegesis on this word, what it means to make America great again. It's another colonialism, another invasion. When you see recent history, what happened in Islamic countries, Muslim majority countries, people without weapon of mass destruction, like Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, in some sense Egypt, and now they try to attack Iraq and Palestine. Literally, most of them are destroyed now. And their leaders, whether dictators or not, they are murdered brutally. You have to remember that Latin American military dictatorship solely sponsored by US government. And Latin American torturers, even Korean torturers, they are trained in School of Americas in USA. And they exported these torturers all around the world, and these assassins all around the world. So if you study any, the serious study of the Islamic world, whenever they have a very reasonable leader showed up and tried to build a country based on their people's wish, most of them are assassinated, connected with the CIA. So these North Korean people felt without weapon of mass destruction, this nuclear bomb, they will be like Iraq, they will be like Libya. US can invade anytime. Again, they can even bomb, nuclear bomb. It's a possibility with the mental state of President Trump. So after 70 years from the liberation from Japanese colonialism, these two leaders met. And they said, never mind about what China, Russia, Japan, USA think. As people, as a subject, North and South will come together and we will end this longest war ever. "68 years old Korean War, we will end." because we never had a peace treaty, end of war. We only have a break between the war. Just a ceasefire. This is a historical moment, post-colonial moment. We study post-colonialism. I always have a hermeneutics of suspicion. Colonialism is everywhere. Why this post-colonialism? No, it is still colonialism. I'm glad some scholars from England and USA made the theories of post-colonialism. But look at the location of them. They are usually Ivy League professors living in England and USA who came from this colonial world. It's never be post-colonialism. So this is a great declaration of independence. We, as people of Korea, will make a decision of a fate and destiny of our land. We Koreans just have a non-stop crying, watching these two leaders, enemies, so-called, they get together. And North Korea is so much demonized, far beyond the imagination. I visited 18 Muslim majority countries for 13 months, interviewing Muslim women peacemakers. And I published a book on their lives and their wish for justice and new world order. And what I discovered was there is anatomy of war and anatomy of peacemaking. So people who have extreme hate of gay people, they really look into their hidden desire of homosexuality. Or people who have this extreme hatred or discomfort around people of color. They have to look deeply into their longing for darkness. It all starts with this inconvenience, uncomfortableness. Oh, I have an allergic reaction, I don't know why. Unconscious repression. Then it goes further when the people from that group make one mistake or two mistakes, you start demonize them. Oh, all of them are like that. So demonize them. So entire Iran, Iraq, North Korean people, they are axis of evil. So entire people are demonized. When you look at American politics, there are theology behind it. When they attacked Iraq, they used Christian theology of just war theory. Theologians supported this just war theory. In Germany, when Hitler had this Holocaust, murder of 6 million Jews, German church either support them with Roman, letters to Roman. We have to obey authority, or kept complete silence. Like Heidegger, the greatest philosopher of 20th century. He was the president of the school, university. He never said a word against the Holocaust. So intellectuals, we support this evil. We provide the theory. So we have to be very careful. What kind of a book, what kind of theology, which gospel, which interpretation, we make it a tradition. So there's a just war theory. It's almost like a crusade when they have an Iraq war. So there's a demonization. In Judeo-Christian tradition, what do you do to demon? Evil? You eliminate them. That's the will of God. So this is anatomy of war. Allergic to the other and differences. And demonization of the other, then elimination of the other. That is war. So peacemaking is totally reversing this karma. What is allergic reaction to the other and differences? Understanding. You have to make a concrete effort, real sincere effort, why they are the way they are. Understand. Thich Nhat Hanh, you read this week, said, understanding is another name of love. Without understanding, the more you love them, the more you make them suffer. Because it's your love, not the love they want to be received. So we at least have this understanding of others. And second step is, rather than demonizing, befriending. All hero's journey, like Joseph Campbell said, you leave your home ground, searching for truth or searching for this healing medicine or this jewel, but in the middle you always confront dragon. It's a very patriarchal hero's journey. You kill the dragon, but I want a feminist heroine's journey, taming the dragon. Most of the dragons are your projection. The projection of what you're afraid most in your life. So rather than killing, rather than you confront, wow, dragon. Don't run away. The Tibetan teachers, they said, when you have a difficulty, don't run away. Go toward that. Go toward, until you see everything in your eye, face to face. So rather than demonizing, befriending. Dalai Lama said, how can you make a peace? Let's be friends. Let's become friends with the people who are most different from us. And last, rather than eliminating all these other people, you celebrate difference, coexistence, holding the difference. Not killing, but holding the difference. And if we can do more, we celebrate the differences. The Vandana Shiva, great ecological philosopher from India, ecofeminist, she said, we have to live with the forest principle to have any survival skill in our time. The more diverse forest is, diverse of species, the more there are reciprocity and mutuality among different species, there are more sustainability. The immune system of forest goes up. I think it's the same with the immune system of the culture, our human community. The more you accept, befriend, and celebrate our differences, we can have a peace. So our president is giving a speech in UN today, make an appeal that we want to end the Korean War forever. And we want to support each other, develop as a one country. I said, really? This is post-colonial moment. And US tried to block this move with all kinds of means. They said, we violate the international law. Never mind, usually international law was made by predators. Would you follow the international law by the predators? So I pray for my president. Donald Trump made a speech yesterday in the UN, and he said, after he became the president, US achieved more than any other president achieved. Everybody laughed in that audience. And Yale, you know this Yale psychiatrist, she wrote a book, and many of her colleagues. As a psychiatrist, they see President Trump not fit to be a president because he is dangerous mentally. So I want you to be aware of this world, and this war-making and peacemaking process is not just outside the world. Your inner world is the same. Something bothering you. Rather than seeing it, you try to project it to other people and escape, and we demonize other people and try to push them away or eliminate them in our group. But let us reverse it in our spiritual practice. Really face your demon. Why it bothers me? Just look deeply. Then be friend. And try to coexist and co-celebrate. Then you will really live a peaceful life internally and externally. So I ask you, I will make a request. Our President Moon Jae-in make a really great speech to move people in UN. So there is a permanent end of colonialism, end of war in Korean Peninsula and Northeast Asia. We will chant the Heart Sutra, and we